Hello, welcome back. So I got an email a couple of weeks back for this demo going live. I don't actually remember adding this game to my wish list, but apparently I did, and now there's a demo out. So I think we're going to jump in and sort of have a look and see what it's like. So this is a game called Factory Magnate. And yeah, looking at the Steam page, it seems more like a Shapes.io kind of game rather than a Factorio. Seems to be more focused on sort of meeting goals, meeting like discrete goals, rather than sort of a more overarching, build up to a spaceship sort of thing that Factorio does. So yeah, let's jump in and see what it's like. Okay, so we actually have a random map. A forest with coal, copper, and iron. Okay, and we can randomize. Okay, interesting. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what the building's like, but I guess we just want to pick something that's got a decent spread of resources. Yeah, this will probably do. Let's go with this one. We'll name ourselves... Mount Venture Corp. Yeah, that sounds fine. Alright, let's jump in. Alright, welcome engineer. Hello Barrow. Okay, so it's... Alright, so it's pulled my name from Steam, I guess? I'm Riley Circuit, your guide on this grand journey, and I'll be helping you get started. Mankind is facing a monumental task. You've been chosen to work on the most ambitious project ever attempted. Building the Universal Fabrication Matrix. Okay. Once completed, this device will allow the world to create anything it needs instantly. It's quite the undertaking. But we'll start small. Let's get you familiar with how things work here. Page 105, all this info will be available in the codex. Okay. About objectives. Throughout your mission, you'll always have an objective to complete. These objectives are your stepping stones to progress. Each time you complete one, new opportunities will unlock, new items, new blocks, and new ways to expand your factory. The ultimate goal, the Universal Fabrication Matrix, of course. But for now, focus on mastering each step along the way. The Hub. To complete objectives, you'll need to turn in items. This is where the Hub comes in. You can build as many as you like, and each one will handle the collection of items for your objectives. Okay. When you're producing something needed for an objective, the hub will collect it. If an item isn't needed at the moment, no problem, it'll be sold for money, which you'll use to expand your factory, but be careful. Some items have no sell value, resulting in a loss. Check the codex to be sure. To navigate the factory. Now, let's just briefly talk controls. You'll need to move around to manage your factory. Move around the map using WASD by holding middle mouse and dragging. Okay, I don't really like middle mouse drag, but sure. There are 5 zoom levels. Use KP add and KP subtract. Oh, keypad. Okay, yeah, keypad add subtract. That's fine. Or the zoom buttons on the right side of the bottom toolbar. Find more useful tips in the codex. Some key bindings can be changed. Assignment, build a hub. Let's get started. Your first objective is to build a hub. Go ahead and select the hub from the toolbar, located in the lower left corner, and build one somewhere, preferably close to a forest tile. Oh, alright, we're very grid based. Oh, and there's little birds. Nice, okay. Right, so we've got coal, grass, forest tiles and iron ore. So down here we have the hub. Collection point for produced items. Insert required items to complete objectives. Excess items are sold for credits. Items cannot be retrieved once inserted. Okay, so it's only a delivery point. It's not like a storage. And it costs gold. Gold, okay. So I guess we just build one like here. Great job building your hub. Now it's time to step things up. Your next objective is to build a sawmill. This will automatically produce logs, which you'll need to transport to the hub using conveyor belts. Conveyor belts are your factory's lifeblood, carrying items from one place to another. You build them by dragging them across the map. They will automatically turn corners as needed, so no need to worry about rotating them. Just click and drag and let them handle the rest. Okay. While conveyor belts are great, they do have a few limitations. They can't split or merge. They also can't cross each other. But don't worry, later you'll unlock the router block, which will allow you to handle more complex connections. Okay, yep. Yeah, this is definitely giving more like a shapes kind of vibe. So now your objective is to build a sawmill next to but not on. Okay, next to but not on a forest tile to produce wood logs. Then use the conveyor belt to connect to the sawmill. Watch the progress of the objective in the upper right corner. Soon you'll be transporting like a pro. Okay. So we've got conveyor belts that cost 5 gold and sawmills. Produce wood logs when placed adjacent to a forest tile. Right, so you don't place them on the actual resource, you place them next to the resource. Okay, so we'll place one of them. And then we just drag our conveyor belts. And there it goes. Okay, and you right click to clear your selection. Okay, so I am curious if does it draw, like, is it more efficient if it's got more adjacent tiles, or not? Alright, great work so far. Let's start gathering raw materials. You can build a miner. Place it on any ore tile and it will automatically extract resources. Resources are infinite, meaning they'll never run out. One thing to keep in mind, if the miner's output isn't taken away by conveyor, it will fill up and stop working. Okay. Build a miner on a copper tile and iron ore tiles and connect them to the hub. You can build more than one hub, you don't always have to build long conveyor lines to feed into the hub. Usually it's a better choice to build another one nearby. Yep, okay. Alright, so we're after copper and iron. So what do we got up here? Iron. So we'll build a hub. We'll build a miner. Oh no, it has to be on. Ah, crap. How do I... Okay, yeah, just select and delete. Okay. That's fine. We wasted a little bit of gold, but that's fine. Alright, so now we need copper. Same thing. Whoops. That's annoying. I'll do a miner. And do conveyor belt. Alright. Oh, and we have expenses. Okay, so there's like upkeep costs as well. So does it tell me where that cost is coming from? No, but it's increasing. Interesting. Okay, the furnace. Next up, it's time to unlock furnace. What's special about it? Well, it doesn't need any fuel. There's no need to feed it coal. How does it work without fuel? Who knows? Creative freedom of the creator, I guess. Who am I to judge? Coal will be useful for other things later. Okay. So the furnace is one of the blocks that can be configured. You tell it what to make. After placing it, you need to select a recipe for it to process. The configurable block will automatically try to select the correct recipe for you based on the input items you provide. But many times it requires that you specifically select a recipe. Okay. Okay, and you just get a button to do it. Each recipe shows the input materials needed, how long it takes to produce, and the sell value of the output. Alright, that wraps up my basic introduction course. You've got the fundamentals down, now it's up to you to keep those objectives rolling. If you ever need to revisit anything, check out the codex. It's got all the information you need. Okay. Alright. Okay, so now our objective is to build a furnace, 10 copper ingots and 10 iron ingots. So, if we place like a furnace here, miner here, and conveyor belts like that, and then we tell it to smelt for ingots. Does that not output because the... Okay, I think we have to go direct out. Yeah, we do. Okay. Okay, so we have to go out and then down and then in. So is that working now? Inventory is full. Why is it not outputting? Okay. I need to replace the output tile. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so that's working now. So if we go over to our iron, we can do the same thing. We'll put that guy there, a miner there, and oh. So how do we make it point in the right direction? Ah, okay, yeah, you just draw across them like that. Alright, so now if we do iron, alright, there we go, there's the iron ingots. And I guess what we could do is just do another one to speed it up. More iron. Iron, go. But I've noticed our copper wait, what? That's odd. Alright, objective complete. New block available, compressor. Utilizes pressure to transform materials into different forms. Selecting a recipe, compressor, copper sheet. Okay. In that case, we can just get rid of that. Compressor there. Copper sheet. There we go. And then I guess let's do that'll work fine. And a miner there. And then we'll go like that. Whoops. And like that. And then we'll clear those two out. Copper sheets, copper ingots. Wait, why did that delete that one? Okay, oh, but you can't push. Oh, okay, you can't actually push onto another conveyor belt. Interesting. Huh. Okay, then can we do down, around, and up? Then you can go down and across. Is that's all working? Alright. Objective complete. This is just the beginning. New block available. Excavator. Produces resources. Depends on the tile it's built on. Excavator to get sand. Oh, okay. So this is to extract from like the ground tiles. I guess we can just go up here somewhere then. And a hub and the click dragging is yeah. You gotta be very careful. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now that's producing sand. So what's next? Nice, with better storage, you're getting organized for some serious production. New block available container stores a single item type. Configure each side as input or output to manage flow to and from adjacent blocks. Okay, and now we can produce silicon. Oh wow, that is now chewing through our money. I probably didn't need to build that many of them. Yeah, those cost 200. I definitely didn't need to build that many of them. Alright, that's fine. I'm not sure why you would use a storage container, though. Oh, I guess it lets you put multiple inputs into one output. Since you can't do belt combining. Okay. So let's reroute. Okay, yeah, let's test it. So if we do a container here, and we do belt up, belt across, and then we get rid of these two. So now it's got input, input, and we're going to output on the right into a smelter. Can we output directly into the smelter? Does this work? Yes, it does. Alright, cool. In that case, we can just plant a hub right beside it then. Does that work as well? Looks like it. It's still making silicon. And we're getting income. Oh yeah, we're getting progress. Yes. Okay, so that is working. Okay, so you don't have to do... Yeah, direct... You don't have to do belts between them. You can put them next to each other. Interesting. But we are running out of money. So can we... delete? Okay, we can. Right, so maybe we're incentivized to delete our old productions once it's not relevant to our goal. Maybe, like these aren't... Well, it's producing 10, but is it producing 10 from... Okay, we're getting 10 from the plates, but we're not getting anything from the ore. So we might as well delete the ore then. So is that the same down here? The logs... Yeah, we gain nothing from the logs, so we might as well get rid of that. Alright. New block available, Metalsmith. Cuts and fabricates metallic materials into different forms. Activate it by selecting a recipe. And we can do compressors to silicon wafers. And metalsmiths to copper wire. And then we... Wait, the reward is 20 red circuits. Alright. Introducing rewards. Okay, that was going to be my next question. Alright, great work. From this point on, completing objectives will reward you with valuable circuits. Red, green, and blue. These are your keys to unlocking powerful augments that can give your factory a serious edge. So we've got red, green, and blue. Don't tell me the red and green is opposite to Factorio's red and green. That's, yeah, I don't know. Red circuits are the most common, followed by green and blue, with blue being the rare. Okay, yeah, it is. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it wouldn't, would it? Yeah, whatever. You'll need to decide carefully which augments to activate early on, as there won't be enough circuits to activate everything right away. However, as you progress further, you'll unlock the ability to manufacture these circuits in your factory. Okay. Allowing you to activate all augments if you're up for the challenge. To manage your augments, check the augment screen, where you can activate and upgrade them to customize the performance. Oh, okay, and we actually got 20 from that unlock, not from completing it. Use circuits to unlock augments, then upgrade them with money. So if each upgrade makes the next one a bit pricier. Okay, yep. So boost to copper mining. Boost to iron mining. Boost to the sawmill. containers, bigger container size, okay, and then bigger excavator. Oh, okay, and I can't actually afford most of these. Okay, it's not just one, it's actually 15, 10, 20. Okay. And we're making silicon wafers, so I guess we should upgrade the excavator. Oh, you can see what the levels are. Oh, right, so you have to get it to level 4 and then you have a chance to get plant matter. Alright, let's activate that one. And then we upgrade it with gold. Which I won't do because we don't have that much yet. Right, and I was getting rid of that because it's not producing anything. But these ones are still producing a little bit of money. So we'll leave them running. I don't know if they're actually worth it. But our income is higher than our expenses, so it's fine. We'll leave them for now. Alright, so silicon wafers. So that was the compressor. So we need to get the sand, smelt it, and then compress it. That seems fine. So let's do... no, not miner. We need excavator. We'll do a little bit of a gap. Oops, excavator, and then compressor. And then a hub. Oh, I keep mousing over those things. That's really annoying. Alright, and then we'll just run conveyor belts across. Alright, so you're going to do silicon. We're going to do wafers. So... okay, so how do we figure out the, like the ratios, I guess? Production cost is 2, time to produce is 4. Is that 2... oh yeah, 2 sand. Okay, so if that's producing 2 sand every 4... producing 1 silicon from 2 sand every 4 seconds, and this produces a sand every 3.6 seconds, so you still need 2 of these to power 1 of these. What's this waiting for input? Oh, it needs copper wire as well. Ah. Ah, okay. Right, I missed that. Okay. In that case, I think I'm just gonna have to abandon that. Did we get our money back there? We might have gotten our money back. Okay, either way. Yeah, alright, so let's do 2 of these into a smelter. And then that can go into the compressor. Select recipe silicon. then we need to... So is it the same for the ore? Time to produce 6 seconds. Requires 2. These produce 4. Yeah, kind of. I guess. Alright, so we'll do 2 of them. A container. There. So, can I do across and up like that? And then across like that? That looks like it's working. And then up into there. And... oh, we are out of money. That's not good. Alright, so that needs to be copper ingots. Shoot, we need 200 to make the fabricator. Okay, let's... Are these wafers producing money? They are. That's interesting. How do we fix this now? Because we've got like a partial build that isn't producing anything. I can't afford to place a hub down. So is it that like this isn't viable? Do we get rid of that? Okay, now our expenses are going down. Interesting. I wonder what the... There must be like a ratio. Like, I guess this isn't producing... Like, this isn't producing enough profit to offset the costs, I guess? Oh, nice. Then we got rain effects. That's nice. It's got a good bit of sort of ambient effects to it. Okay, so that, yeah, now our balance is good. So I guess anything that's producing like less than 10 gold per unit just isn't going to be worth it. Maybe? It's still fluctuating a fair bit. Ah, damn it. Okay, so but now we can put down the metalsmith. Have it produce wire. Feed that in. Feed that in. And place a hub next to it. And then silicon wafer. Okay, so it looks like the belts don't detect what they're plugged into if you place something down after the belt's been placed. Is that right, or am I doing something wrong here? Oh, I am. That needs copper sheets. Ah! Okay, hold on. Hold on. Compressor. Okay, that's making copper sheets. They should output into here. Yes. Copper wire. Making silicon wafers. Alright, we did it. Interesting. Alright, so now that's just ticking along. But now our expenses are way higher than our income. So how are we meant to balance that? Like, how much money do we make from these? So we don't get the little plus whatever. Oh right, we're not making any money from them because we're using them for the objective. Okay. Okay, so once we've met the objective, this will start producing money for us. And that might fix our income and expense. That's interesting. So you have to like create a money producing section of your factory in order to maintain enough income to supply the objective completing section of the factory. New block available router enables conveyors to cross, can also be configured to distribute inputs to outputs. Click the block to select the mode. Okay. Okay, so now that's producing 35. And our expenses have dropped, I guess because these are starting to back up, maybe? So these machines aren't running as fast, so they're not costing as much? Something new in the oh, everything's new in the codex. Okay, plus 12 yet to be unlocked. Alright, interesting. So now we want to produce 50 copper wire. Well, that's not so bad. Um, yeah, alright, so let's produce... let's build down this way. Or maybe... well, we can't do... Like, there's no priority. Right, we can't say, like, output to top first and then output to the right. So I'm not sure how you would go about, like, sharing... You know, like, pooling the miners together. Yeah, I'm not sure how this would work, because... Like, you would... Because everything has expenses, you want to be as efficient as possible with the machines, but you don't really have the routing to do like overflows and stuff. I guess you rely on the fact that machines don't generate expense when they're full, like when they're not working. It's like, is that the play? Is it that you want to oversaturate everything to make sure that But I guess that doesn't make a difference, because if you're oversaturating things, then you're producing as slow as possible. You'd still just want to get your ratios right. Hmm. And then the augments make it difficult again, because then your ratios start changing. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not fully grasping like how you should approach the build. Because like Factorio, you just saturate your belts and you just pull off in a priority order for what you need. So there's like a disconnect between what you're what you're mining and what you're crafting, and you just make sure that you're producing enough to saturate your belts, sort of at like the basic level. And then like Satisfactory, you're limited by the belts. They have a certain amount they can transport, and so it becomes a ratio problem where you have so much on the belt, therefore you can produce so much other things, or you need to belt more items in. But like here, like to the belts, they have a cost to place, but they don't have a cost to run. Is that? I think that's the case. And like, do miners have a cost to run, or do they? Is it only the producing buildings that have a cost? But I don't think that's the case, because how do we have 250 expenses for, like, this is our entire production line, so how are we creating 250 expenses here? Hmm. I guess it's 250 a minute, and these are producing... Or is that costing 2 every 6 seconds? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Alright. Alright, let's get this copper wire going. So we'll do... I think we'll just do we'll do 2 stacks. Maybe we can't do them right next to each other. So let's do this. So 2 miners into 2 furnaces into 2 compressors into 2 metalsmiths into the hub. Okay, and then you're going to do copper. You're going to do sheets. And you're going to do wire. And then this one's going to do the same. Alright, now it's very compact. The wires are being produced, and they're going in there. Good. Alright. So we could spend some of our... I can't actually see how much gold I've got when this menu's open. Alright, I got 1800. Nearly 2000. But again, why is my income and expense... Yeah, I'm not... I'm guessing my expenses were dropping because these were backing up. And therefore the machines weren't running. Yeah. Because I mean... Oh, unless the route... Can the router do... I place a router. Cross or distribute. Inputs are split between outputs. Oh, yeah, okay. Firing things up. Your factory just got a serious boost. We've unlocked the blast furnace. Utilize smelting and alloying process to transform materials into new items. So we can blast furnace steel and graphite. And we get a new augment and 5 circuits. Okay. But yeah, I'm still not... Because I mean... Like... I think I would want to set something like this up so that we're producing copper wire, and then I would want to have a priority output to the next thing in the chain, and then if this backs up, I want it to just output into the hub to generate more money. That's how I think I would want it to work, but maybe the optimal play is to have the machines back up and then turn off, so they're not generating expense. Don't know, but now, okay, so we want to produce steel. So I think we're going to need iron and coal. Probably be looking to build around here somewhere. Let's just build a blast furnace. So graphite requires coal, steel requires iron and coal. Okay. Alright, so we got that guy there. We will slap a hub on the side. Coal we just extract directly. Oops. Can I... Oh, I can do that. Alright, nice. Alright, so there's the coal. That's easy enough. Now the iron, we're going to want to mine it, smelt it, and transport it like that. Right, produce iron. And there we go. Alright. That'll produce steel. But yeah, I guess again, like iron, we'd probably want to do 2 miners. So can I do that? Okay, that does work. Okay, so yeah, so you can do corners, you just have to draw... You have to start the click on the miner and go out and down. You can't just do... Yeah, because you can't rotate, you have to do the full motion. Okay, and now this guy... 4 seconds to produce. Okay. Producing 4. So that, I think that's 1 to 1. And this is not quite 1 to 1. It'd be what, 2 furnaces to 3 blast furnaces. Okay. But I guess with the router, we should be able to do distribution. So with the router, yeah, okay, let's try. So these produce 4, and these produce in 6 seconds. So, what's that? 2 of these will supply 1.5 of... Is that right? Because it requires 2. Or is that not right? Because you have the extra second, the extra 2 seconds. No, so one of these... produces 1. 4 into 6. That one produces 4 into 6. So yeah, 3 of these should supply 2 of these, I think. So let's try this. I'm going to do 3 of these here. Whoops. So we've got a good supply of money now, so let's try something. I want to do 3 miners. Into a container. Like that. Like that. And like that. Then we want to do 2 smelters. With routers in front of them. Can I do like... Yeah, okay, yeah, so you can select multiple and then do that, alright. So you are in distribute mode and you are in distribute mode. And then you input into there. Yes, okay. Okay, so now we have 3 inputs going in, 3 outputs going into 2 inputs. So... oh, okay, we finished. Filtering and rerouting like a boss. Yeah, I'm not doing any of that yet. Alright, filter. Allows routing of specific items to set outputs. Only items matching an output filter are processed. Free the block to start accepting items. Metalsmiths can make gears now, and we can purchase belt boosts. Right, how much we generate 30 money from that. I'm guessing these gears are going to require steel and iron. Okay. That's fine. So we've got this here. So these two produce an iron ingot every 6 seconds. This consumes an iron ingot every 4 seconds. So yeah, 2 of these supplies 3 of these. So if we do... Let's see, if we do the output from them into 3 of these, and then we should be able to do router. Okay, we can't do them all, so we need to set them all to distribute. And then we want to go out, down, down. Whoops, I can select all. Steel. Oh, but these also need coal. So we can't do them in a line like this. Interesting. So we'd have to do... Interesting. So how do we get the coal in there but still get the output out? The coal runs... that, and then you split? So you do distribute there, distributes there, and then out here you'd have to have crossovers. And a distribute there. Alright, so these are producing steel. These are set to distribute. Distribute. You're set to distribute. You're set to crossover. You and you and you are all distribute. Okay. So now that runs into there. Those run into there. Why is that not working? Needing for input. Distribute, distributes. Wait, why has that stopped working? Wait, why have these furnaces stopped working? These are set to distribute. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's get rid of those. We'll do over here by one. Distribute. I guess this one doesn't need to be of them. So you'll go down, over, down, and then you'll go into there, and you'll go down and into there. Okay, so now that's working. Now that's outputting. Distributes. Okay, good, 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 good. That one goes down there. Good, yes. Alright, so that's working. Now, these need to go into here, and up, and into here. And then we can add a router here, set to distribute. And it's going to pull the coal over to here. So now the coal should split, go into the blast furnaces. Good, good. Alright, yes. Good, that's what we wanted. So now that we're producing that, we want to take that steel. Interesting that this is... Oh no, it's backing up because there's storage, I think. Yeah, that'll fix itself and flow through. Okay. So now we have the steel. We want to take that. Let's see, so we're going to want a router there and there. That will be set to distribute so that we can pull items into there, items into there, and items down. Let's just place a container just to do a buffer. Alright. Good. So now we're producing... This steel isn't moving. Why is that steel not moving? Interesting. Looks like you can't turn directly down into a crossover like that. So what, do we have to go up and then down? That doesn't work either. So you can't push items into the crossover and then into a distributor? Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, you know what? For the sake of just getting this completed, let's do metalsmith here with the gear recipe. Route you into there. And then we'll route iron out. Oh, you can't actually... Oh, you can't actually belt over the forest. Okay, we'll go out and down, in. Delete that. There's our metalsmith. I guess this is the way you'd do it. You'd set up a container and then into the hub. And then if we need gears for something else, I can then just delete this bit and route it into the next thing. Yeah, okay, so this doesn't... So maybe I can't directly do a crossover router into a distribution router. But it's working here. Maybe distributors always output into crossover. Or maybe I can just... Oops. Maybe I can just replace that. Change to distribute mode. No, still doesn't like it. Okay, I think that's a limitation. You can't push into the crossover because a distributor always outputs into a crossover. You can't do the other way. Which is a shame, but I guess the flip side is that I can just feed this this iron down into here instead. That's the other thing we need. We need more coal. So let's do a router set to distribute. There. Set to distribute. And in. Alright, that should give us plenty of coal. And then we can wait for the gears to finish. But, oh, holy crap, I just realized. Okay, we've been going for like an hour. Alright, I'm probably going to have to trim this down a bit then. I'm sure I'll have the opportunity to. There was probably a bit of dead air in there while I was thinking about how to build things. But yeah, that's Factory Magnate. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see. I think I'll play a bit more of it. Because yeah, I was expecting it to be more like Shapes, where it's just processing, like infinite resource tiles, processing chains into the outputs. But the expenses and the income angle does add sort of an extra layer to it. But yeah, I'll probably play the demo a little bit more, but we'll have to wait and see how it actually looks when it releases. But yeah, so far I am intrigued. I was only planning to record for about half an hour, but I can see in Audacity we've been going for over an hour now. So yeah, it's definitely managed to hook me. So that's probably the most glowing praise that I can give it. Is it's definitely got that factory game hook that sort of draws you in. It gets you thinking about how to optimize things and how to design your factory. So that's a very good sign. And I'm just stalling because I want to get this last. I want to see what we get from the gears. Alright, there we go. So look at you go, you're gearing up to make something amazing. So now we can excavate plant matter. Okay, and it just wants us to excavate plant matter. Yeah. Alright, I think we're going to call it here for today. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments and do all the YouTube things. And I'll see you in the next one.